Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we have another video. So it's the Lucchini Gambit, and it's e4, e5, so it's the king's pawn opening. So white attacks this d5 and f5 square, when black attacks the f4 and d4 square. So as you can see, these dark squares and white squares. So it's the king's pawn opening, and we have knight to f3, knight to c6, which is the king's and knight's variation. So this knight attacks this dark square and defends the pawn, alongside attacking this d4 square. And white attacks this dark square and attacks this pawn, and also they attack the centre with this pawn, as we mentioned. So from here, bishop to c4, which could go into the Italian game, as the bishop to c4 is the move that usually happens. So it's the bishop's opening, and we have bishop to c5, so mirroring the position, so attacking the f2 square, as the f7 is the weakest square for black, and the f2 is the weakest square for white. So from here, there could be some threats such as g5, but that currently can't be played because the queen will capture. So instead, you're going to have to push forwards with d3 or d4 in this position, attack the bishop, and this knight will be free to move to the g5 square. So if we have d3 in the position, the knight is now able to move to this g5 square, and also you've completely developed this bishop here. So you attack the queen here, and maybe threaten the fork. So if we have f5 in the position, so sacrificing this pawn. In all the videos so far, we haven't seen the gambit being accepted. So in this position, white declines it still again. So by playing knight to g5, then in this position we have f4. The point is this knight has now been cut off, and if the bishop gives check on f7, you don't really want to move to e7, as it will give white an advantage, as you don't really want to move your king into the open during a chess match, unless you have to. So king to f8 is the best move, and this is our first variation. So if queen to h5 was played in this position, threatening an attack on the square with the knight, then from here we can attack the queen. The point is the queen has to move away to h4, and we can play knight to d4, and there's a threat of a fork on the square. And after the king moves to d1, the king has lost the ability to castle. Our knights are in very, very powerful positions. They can come to the board, cause more attacks alongside this bishop. This bishop can easily be developed with d6. You can give check here, and it's a very, very strong position here. Eventually this bishop's going to be captured if you eliminate this knight. So it's very strong here from black. So going back in the position to king to f8, if we have h4 instead of defending with this queen, then black can play h6, so attacking this knight. So if we have bishop captures a trade, then we're going to have h captures on g5. And the point is you can't recapture the pawn, otherwise you're simply going to slide across the board and give check with this rook. And the point is if the king moves this square here to d2, then you can maybe slide across the bishop to b4. You can invite the knight out into the position. However, this moving to this square here, it would be a checkmate within 12 moves, as you'd put the knight to d4, give check, and eventually you'd get out all your other pieces alongside this bishop. It'd be a very strong position here from black. So going back in the position, you can't capture this pawn. So instead, if bishop to d5 happens, then we have h capture on g5. And the point is, even though we can't castle, our rook has the potential across this whole h file. The queen can be developed. This bishop can be developed with d6, as the bishop can come out across the board. This bishop is causing an attack on the square here. The knight can jump across the board. And as you can see, white has only developed one piece really, so pretty much this bishop on d5. So it's a very strong position here from black. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.